Yo, good morning, guys. Want to make you a little video. I've been getting a lot of questions about the VV build in game, on stream, on my YouTube. This is kind of like a mini frequently asked questions diet guide overview video. I've never really made a formal guide, so I'll have to learn how to do that. But I hope this video kind of helps answer your questions on how to level it, how to gear it, how to scale it, what my goals are, and I think how you can kind of frame it for your goals. Again, this is a Occultist. This is a Cold Blade Vortex. So, kind of the same gear from the last video as I finally got my own Headhunter. I'm not borrowing my friends. But now we are able to start saving to make some change to the build and take it and scale it further. As for you, if you want to level your Cold Blade Vortex, I found some kind of cool items that will make it easier for you to level and easier for you to scale and save you some money. One is the Sorrow gloves. These are just the GOAT. They are the GOAT hide gloves. They give you 50% physical damage converted to cold. 50% on a single item. Now, it does take your glove slot, but as would the other conversions anyways. It has some flat damage to cold and spells, some strength, which you need in the build, evasion, res, and all that. So essentially, you've got 50% here. Now on our tree, we're going to path up and grab this Fingers of Frost node first, almost immediately. I'll show you in the POV. Actually, I'll just show you over here. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to come up and grab the Cold Mastery, Fingers of Frost, and get 40% of physical damage converted to cold. If you can then wear the gloves, I believe you can. The gloves are level 9. So you will have on, at this point, you'll probably be level 12-ish. So you could wear a Blade Vortex if you wanted to. You will have already 90% of your physical damage converted to cold. You're not doing much fizz, but the skill is almost fully converted. You then can grab some area, come up here, grab some more cold damage. I think by this level you're probably in Act 3, which is when you can do lab and all that, and then get the Occultist Node. I will show you, which is up here. In order of importance, you want to go Forbidden Power, as Forbidden Power gives us area per power charge, uh, damage per power charge, +1 power charge, and you get power charges when you spend mana. So if you've got, not Blade Vortex, but Vortex on your left click, or you're just spending skills, you're going to keep your power charges up. After you do first lab, your second lab will be Void Beacon. This gives -20 cold res. After that, your Merc lab will be Frigid Wake. This cannot be chilled, cannot be frozen, which is just super nice. You can save that off a flask. And you get 15% more cold damage than the other lines of, freezing and chilling unique monsters. And nearby enemies that are chilled do 10% reduced damage with hits. Once you get kind of the maps and you have your Curse Ring and you're really starting to blast, that's when you grab Profane Bloom. You can then curse hexproof monsters, so if the map rolls, enemies cannot be cursed or hexproof, doesn't matter, you can curse them. And then when you curse them, they have a 40% chance to explode, dealing a quarter of life as chaos damage. This just kind of helps the pop and the loud cultist pops. So once you have that, there's multiple ways to do it. You can come over here, grab some more cold damage. You can get another mastery here. At this point, I believe you're getting Act 4, Act 5, so you can start to go into some crit. And I'll make some leveling trees, and I will throw them in the description of the video of just kind of how I did it. I did struggle a little bit to, I think after I killed Dominus, so what is that? Act 4? Act 3? I think it's Act 3, yeah. So going into Act 4, it started to feel like a build. I was in the mines, and you're running really through. You're going to kill, what's the guy? The King of Blades. It's just Blade Vortex is working then. You're moving fast, and you're freezing and shattering things around you. So I'll do some leveling trees for you. Let's see, go back to the game. And to kind of make it a little easier when you level, you want to have these gloves. This ring is, I think it's Tasalo's Sign, how you say it, the Sapphire Ring. I think it's like an alchemy orb, maybe 1 chaos, and this you can put on at level 20. And for your other ring, there might be another good cold damage ring, or just a ring that gives you a lot of res. Maybe a barracks ring, barracks grip or pass, not sure which one. So that'll give you your 90% conversion for leveling. As you get the higher levels, this one requires level 48. There is a mod from Delve now that says physical damage converted to cold. You can get lightning and fizz as well. This one's lightning. It dropped fracture, which is pretty cool, but only worth a chaos. This allows you to get 100% of your physical damage converted to cold, which when you run hatred, is going to be a damage increase for you. This saves you the slot of buying a Watcher's Eye immediately. So I have a Watcher's Eye that gives me, where is it? 36, 40 on the tree, and 24 here for 100%. So since you could run these gloves for a chaos, these for a chaos, and this for a chaos, you can get a 100% conversion for a total of 3 chaos. So maybe a better ring with a cold conversion might cost more. But they don't seem to be too popular right now as it's a new mod, and I don't think people have adjusted their builds for that. So you get 100% conversion through the ring, the gloves, the tree. You can free up your Watcher's Eye slot. You could put another jewel there, fix some of your reses, fix some of your attributes, like get a Corrupted Blood. This jewel, I mean, it's Corrupted Blood with Fire and Lightning, Cold and Lightning. So you could throw something like that in and drop the Watcher's Eye. And then for your next one, you could throw increase physical damage while dual wielding, increase spell damage while dual wielding, cold damage to spells, something like that. Alright, so that's how you get 100% without the Watcher's Eye. This should save you some money. The other thing I want to show you is the wands I used till level 83, 84, 85 were pretty bad. Yeah. So I don't have a Sapphire Ring, but you take an Alteration, a blue wand, and you would get a rare Sapphire Ring. Now this happens at multiple times throughout leveling. I think level 12 or 14, and then like level 20 or 24, something like that. But as you put these in, if this was a Sapphire Ring, not a Topaz, it would give you cold damage to spells. So you just vendor it, and then you're going to get a tier, I believe, 6 cold, or it would be cold damage to spells. And as you're leveling, you can just, you know, that's terrible, and then throw your Regal on it whenever you want, and hopefully get something good. And then you can craft. I crafted Dexterity on mine. I believe I still have mine. Yeah, look, here they are. I used these until I was in the 80s. So these are terrible, but it was early League, so I didn't have another option. But that's an option. Or you could do, I think the Life Sprig. I don't have any. But you could do Life Sprig. So that's kind of how to level, how to get the maps with some of the gear. Throw a Tabula on, throw a Gold Rim, put on some Wanderlust, and get at it. You can make it to maps. If I made it, you can do it. When you go from there to start scaling, I think the most important thing to get in this build as a new player or someone just kind of converting to it and you don't have a Headhunter is the Inspired Learning. When I bought mine, they were 40 Chaos earlier in the league. Now they're 3x. It's pretty expensive. It'll hold its value pretty well, so you will be able to resell it. If you don't want to use it anymore, you get a Headhunter, whatever. You can put it here or here. I have an Unnatural here. Again, I bought all my stuff and the league was early. This was like 110C. The Unnatural, essentially you would take Mind Drinker, Infused, Frenzy, and Blood Drinker, or this Resourcefulness. As long as you have enough nodes in the area, I believe 4, it turns on the Inspired Learning, which allows you to steal a beneficial mod from a monster and keep it for 20 seconds from a rare. So as you juice your maps up, you'll just steal buffs. You could run 2 if you really want to. I did as well. And juice this out. Or you can run the Inspired Learning here, grabbing all these nodes, this Mana node, and put an Intuitive Leap here and grab just Blood Drinker, the Infuse, the Frenzy, the Mind Drinker if you want the mana on kill, or the Resourcefulness. You have some options there. For scaling, I am using the Militant Faith. You can also use Badge of the Brotherhood. Just know when you use Badge, you're gonna have a little bit more trouble with res, and you're scaling the frenzies and charges and all that. And there's a node here that says 3% increased damage per endurance, frenzy, or power charge. So if you have a Headhunter inspired, more than often you're gonna be stealing endurance charges, more so with a Headhunter. But you'll get like 70-something% increase damage because of all the charges you're gonna have. So Badge is an option. If you want to have a little bit more single target, I believe you wouldn't go Badge. You would go a +2 Amulet, which is plus Dex, plus Physical, and the Militant Faith. Multiple ways to do it. Neither are right or wrong. This isn't an absolute. You can build the build the way you want to. Some of you are going low life. I personally don't want to go low life because I like the additional curse. I wish I had T1 spell crit and the explode. You don't have to have the explode. But there's reasons why I'm not going low life. For those that do it, go for it. Knock your socks off. Let's see. So as for leveling as well, you want to use efficacy support. Let me show you this. This helped me out a lot. I think it's this. The supported skills have increased skill effect duration. This is kind of a budget way to increase the duration of your Blade Vortex, which I can't show you here. You can also path it on the tree. I pathed it on the tree, but the time your blades stay up, it's just a quality of life thing. Believe it or not, I went up this way and down here and down to the skill effect duration. I found a guide from like 3.12 or 3.13 that came over here and grabbed all that. I don't think that's needed anymore. Efficacy support should help you out in your links. Throw it in your tabula until you get the helm enchant, and if you don't care to keep pressing your blade button a little more often than that. Supreme Ego, a lot of you guys are asking about this. This does take a lot more of your mana. I have mana reservation efficiency here, I have charisma here, and I have influence up here, giving me some efficiency. Supreme Ego, more or less, is essentially just about 10% more damage. The more you get into your build, the more you scale it, it'll end up being a lot larger than that. But it's 1 point. Charisma's down here. I was just a couple of points away. It's not a big deal. You could probably get some more damage with clusters, maybe not, but Supreme Ego's on the tree, and the clusters I wanted were 9x. So I went down here. If you want to do it in clusters and not run Supreme Ego, go for it. Again, this is just on the tree to give you some damage. You may not be able to run the Herald of Purity and the Herald of Ice if you don't have an Enlighten. Let's see. Oh, actually I can. Alright. But I have like no mana, so you'd probably drop the Herald of Purity or something for now. That's pretty cool to know. Alright. As for scaling the build, gem levels. Gem levels are huge, so you want to get like a level 21 Val Blade Vortex. You get the +1 on the chest, which is the Sacrificial Garbs implicit. You can get a +1/+1 on the amulet. That would take it, what, 22, 23, 24. And then if you get past the Void Batteries and you want to go further, you could potentially make wands or scepters that have the +1 of all physical spell gems and +1 to all spell gems and some other mods on it. There is a deterministic way to craft it. I believe you fill up the suffixes, you lock, cannot roll attack, and you slam and exalt, and it goes on there guaranteed. I talked to some friends about it, but they're not too hard to make. They're just meta crafting, so they take some exalts. And that'll get you past these, but that's all later on in the game. As for the helmet, you can do a I-85 base, and you can hit it with a Warlord exalt, and you can alteration spam for +1 power charge. Hopefully you have the enchant Blade Vortex duration. You get your +1 power charge. Another helm you do the Reforged Cold or Frigid Fossils, whatever. And you get the I-85 nearby, or the Seal. I think it's like +1 Unleash of Seal. Whatever you want. And you can Woke Orb those together and get, nearby. Have -9 Cold Res, which will help you a lot on bosses. And then the +1 power charge, which, I mean, shit. +1 power charge for me is like, I think, 800, almost a mil DPS. Let's see. You want to get as much spell crit as possible, which is why I wish I had tier 1 here. When you crit, you freeze. That's kind of our defense. Yes, the build is squishy if you feel like you're getting hit too much. I'm running armor evasion bases on a lot of my bases. This one is not, and I wish it was. The reason why is just, when this one was armor evasion, I think I had like 12 or 15% physical damage reduction. But I had my flask up. I had a bit more, and I had crafted this ring right here, I can craft at a minimum endurance charge. And just that helps right there. You can do that on both rings if you wanted to. The main thing that kills you is a physical proj, or you get shocked. If you get shocked, anything hits you, you're just going to die as you take a shit ton of increased damage. But the main thing that's killing this build is a physical hit. With that said, I'm going to give you guys a showcase of the build. Let me put this map up. Where is it? Also, if you don't have a head on, you can just level with the Biscos. It's pretty cool. Gives you rampage. Makes you zoom. This belt with an inspired learning and these boots go pretty quick. Alright, let's see. Let's do this map right here. I don't even have any alks. Wow. We're gonna regal this map. That looks good. Alright, cool.
When I'm ready, and not before.
Put Beyond on it, of course. Gotta have some rares. If y'all have any more questions or anything you want me to kind of go into detail, for sure, just ask me in the comments. A lot of y'all just been PMing me in game or coming by my stream. Enviously on Twitch, just twitch.tv Enviously. get our bar up to full. I'll bust to 180. There's definitely not much density in here. This build does incredibly well on enclosed map layouts. You get a lot of sextants and scarabs on your map, and you start juicing up the density. Because you just start popping the whole pack, and it just chains. Ooh, nice. I hate for that map already. Build's slow, by the way. Now, with the Inspired Learning, you're not going to steal as many buffs as the HH as you just steal 1 per Inspired. Get 2, you steal 2, so on, so on. With the Headhunter, you steal all. That's mainly the difference. Well, the reason I'm playing Cold EV this league is just how easy it is to shift into the Nightmare. Everything around you is either shattered, frozen, or it just chain explodes. When I have a couple of proj builds, like bow builds and stuff, I've been playing, you have to aim. Like, you have to actually, like, aim your character. So, if you aim the wrong way, those monsters all just corral you, like, you're dead. For BB, you can be a Pega, you don't have to aim, you just click the button. It's all around you. Alright, we'll showcase for you. Build Blast. This build, I killed Cirrus twice on it now. I got all the way to like 5% deathless in last phase. And then I ate the Swirling Beam, which slowed me. Actually, I died to that. I didn't even die to the Die Beam. And then I just got Cirrus for like 3 portals in a row. And then I went in there and killed him. I think I have around 2.8 to 3.2 mil Cirrus DPS, somewhere in there. It didn't kill Cirrus fine. A lot of my friends who don't have the Headhunter, who've invested more into their gear, they have closer to 6 mil. They have the T1 crit on their chest, so they're like 94, 95% spell crit capped. So they're just getting more damage out of the crits. They're getting more crits in general, which allows them to have more of their multi affecting the target. So they're just doing more damage than me. They have a +1/+1 amulet, a power charge helm, and T1 spell crit on the chest. I believe that might be all the differences, and maybe some stuff in the tree. Oh, they have a large cluster as well with blanketed snow, which I believe that's 10% of their cold res. So that's how they're getting some more damage, and they're killing Cirrus deathless. So the build can do it. Now, is it gonna do, you know, the hidden or the feared? No, that's not what this is for. This is for going really damn fast in maps, juicing your maps up, sextants, double beyond, legions, delirium orbs, you know, throwing a shit ton of monsters on the screen, freezing and shattering the whole screen, and moving. I recommend you play the build in smaller layouts: Foundry, Mineral Pools, Toxic Sewer, Silo, Armory, alleyways, anywhere where the monsters are tied together, because you'll just explode and chain explode. If you go to like Summit or Fields or, you know, some of these more open maps where the monsters will be further apart, it's going to be a little bit harder for you to hit them. And you can get it better with a, you know, an elevated explodey on the chest. What's her name? Aisling, area on the helm. Some more vast powers and magnifiers to get some more area damage. And once you get up to there and you've really invested a lot into the area and your radius tier is much higher, sure, you're going to be exploding whole damn screens. So I'll upload some of these leveling POBs for you. I'll have my friend help me build those. Don't forget the Hrimsorrow gloves, the 10% on her ring, the Tasalo Sign Ring for some extra cold damage, and the 40% on the tree. It's 100% without a Watcher's Eye. That saves you 2x. You don't have to have the Void batteries right away, even though I think they're pretty cheap now. 75C. Not bad. Let's see. 150C. What's a 3x? That's like, say 400. You can get the build going for less than 10x. Actually, probably cheaper than that. You don't have to have Inspired, but yeah. Again, I appreciate you guys coming by the stream. Twitch.tv, Enviously. If you have any questions, PM me. There's multiple ways to build this build. You can go badge, Milton Faith, whatever you want to do. All you're really scaling is area, spell crit, crit multi, area damage, cold damage, fizz, converted cold, all that. Blow up screens, get some loot, have some fun. All right? Peace, guys.